At a train station, fate weaves an unexpected plot when a man, waiting for the next train, encounters his ex-fiancée in a distressing situation. She is there, accompanied by a child, begging for help. The past resurfaces, secrets are revealed, and an engaging plot of lamentation and second chances unfolds. Get ready for a story of unexpected meetings and emotional discoveries at the station where hearts intertwine. Hello, my friends. I am Linda, and this is Linda's Love Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. Twilight tinged the sky with orange hues as Olivier, with a heavy mind, headed to the train station as he was going to his hometown. The urban environment around him was bathed in a mixture of lights and shadows cast by the city's towering structures. Olivier walked among the hurried crowd, but his steps were slow, as if they carried the weight of deep reflections. His thoughts were scattered among the choices in his life, the decisions that had shaped his present. He wondered if the professional achievements, which kept him busy and sometimes distant, were worth the personal sacrifices that had inadvertently accumulated. As he approached the station, his eyes fixed on a familiar figure in the distance. Mathilde, his ex-fiancée, with a child in her arms, asking for some coins. Olivier's heart raced as memories of the past and unmade choices blended in his mind. The conflicts that tumultuously occupied his head became insignificant in the face of the scene unfolding. The disparity between his seemingly prosperous life and Mathilde's harsh reality had a profound impact. Olivier felt a strong urge to understand what was happening, though. At the same time, he feared her reaction, considering their shared history. This time there was no more room for fear. He was determined to follow his heart. As if guided by a greater force, he recognized that this encounter, full of coincidences, had a purpose. With firm and determined steps, Olivier approached the young woman gently, taking Mathilde by surprise. He looked at her with a gaze full of curiosity and concern. "Mathilde, is it really you?" he said, his soft voice echoing through the station. Mathilde, shocked, immediately blushed. He, showing a newfound courage, asked, "What are you doing here?" Mathilde, ashamed and surprised, lowered her head before revealing the truth. "Hi, Olivier. It's been a long time, hasn't it? I'm selling some sweets and asking for help from people to help my sister." Olivier, intrigued and worried, asked about what had happened to her sister and who the child in Mathilde's arms was. The young woman, sensing genuine concern in Olivier's voice, continued to reply. "This child is my sister's daughter. Amandine is depressed and had to be hospitalized." Mathilde's response revealed a story of family struggles and sacrifices. Amandine, in depression, had left Mathilde as the guardian of her daughter. Even with a significant portion of the medical expenses covered by the healthcare system, the bills still lingered as a financial burden. Thus, Mathilde found in the train station a local strategy to seek help amidst the constant flow of people, turning every coin received into a contribution for her sister's recovery and the upbringing of the little child in her arms. The young woman seemed uncomfortable, still carrying the weight of the past. She then said, "Don't worry, Olivier. That look of compassion doesn't help. Everything will sort itself out again. I'm leaving. Today my sister is being discharged. I'm going to pick her up." With a wave goodbye, she left. Olivier, standing there, watched her leave frozen, not knowing what to do. It was as if he had 1,000 things to say but was abruptly interrupted. He wanted to apologize for everything, to prove that he was different now. Mathilde was his ex-fiancée. When they were two young people in love, they were united by the invisible thread of destiny. Amid the challenges of youth, they found in each other a source of comfort and support. The love they shared was intense, filled with dreams and promises of a future together. However, Mathilde was a young woman of modest origins, raised by separated parents. Although this may seem old-fashioned, at that time, Olivier's mother was extraordinarily protective. Her desire was for her son to achieve a perfect life, an aspiration that in itself was not a problem, as it is completely natural for a mother to wish the best for her child. But Véronique's interference, despite her intention to ensure Olivier's well-being, became a shadow over the relationship. Warnings about Mathilde's background and insinuations about her supposed incompatibility with Olivier destabilized the trust the two had built. Contrary to what Veronique said, Mathilde was a dedicated girlfriend, always supporting Olivier's dreams and sharing his hopes for the future. The love between them was strong, but his mother's words echoed in Olivier's mind, influencing his perceptions and decisions. The family pressure, combined with Veronique's desire to secure a successful future for her son, led Olivier to make a painful decision. He broke up with Mathilde, claiming incompatibility of dreams and divergent paths. Devastated, Mathilde found solace in the arms of her older sister Julia, who helped her move on. Years passed, and the two went their separate ways, each charting their own destiny. Olivier immersed himself in studies and ventured into a big city, leaving behind the memories of his first love. During this period, he experienced a new relationship, but the shadows of the past haunted him when that story also came to an end. Regret became a constant presence. Reflecting on his past choices, Olivier, now more mature, clearly saw the flaws that time had not erased. The desire for redemption and to rekindle a flame that had been extinguished long ago became an unrelenting pursuit. Once, Olivier went to his hometown to look for Mathilde, but he did not find her. Everyone said she had left to study as well, so he thought she would be fine. Then, unexpectedly, that day seemed like fate had decided to intervene. Olivier came across Mathilde at that train station. The encounter was like a mirage, a vision he never imagined possible. The casual encounter with Mathilde, now facing difficulties with a child by her side, brought to the surface all the buried emotions of the past. Olivier realized that life had given them a second chance. And then, with all this in his mind, without thinking twice, Olivier didn't hesitate and shouted to Mathilde, "Let me help! Where is this hospital? I'll call a taxi and go with you." Olivier's reaction took Mathilde by surprise. She did not expect such an attitude, considering he had left a long time ago without looking back. Now, having to deal with her own problems, his approach was too much information for her to absorb. She refused, but Olivier was brave once again. "Mathilde, please. I know I took too long, but I want to apologize for everything. I wasn't a real man and let things take me away. Let me help you, at least as a way of apology." Those words were a shock to Mathilde. She had thought he was still the same Olivier as before, but she was wrong. She seemed tired and then decided to accept. In the taxi, a strange silence permeated the air between them. The child slept in Mathilde's lap, and Olivier, trying to break the mood, said, "What is her name? She looks like you." And he gave a smile. Mathilde hesitated to answer, but said that people always said the child looked like her. Upon arriving at the hospital, they got out of the taxi. Mathilde thanked and said goodbye, making it clear she was not willing to talk. She went inside and gathered the things for her sister's discharge, both leaving through the door. When they saw Olivier sitting, he had been waiting for them for hours. With an awkward smile, he said, "Hi, Amandine," with a timid wave. "I was imagining it would be complicated for you to leave. Please let me call a taxi again." Then, something unexpected happened. Amandine gave a huge smile and said, "Olivier, how are you? Finally you showed up. I'm happy for my sister and for Amélie. It's very tough for the two of them. It's going to be good for her to have her father around." Olivier was shocked, trying to understand those words. Father? Amélie? Everything seemed like a whirlwind of information, and Mathilde immediately widened her eyes and spoke to her sister. "Amandine, I hadn't said anything yet." The pieces began to fall into place. Olivier started to understand why Mathilde hadn't revealed the child's name in the taxi, and the choice of the name Amélie had a special significance for her. Mathilde had always expressed that it was a very meaningful name, promising that if she had a daughter, she would name her that. The child's resemblance to Mathilde, her age, and Amandine's words ended up revealing a long-hidden secret. Olivier, perplexed, couldn't avoid the urgent plea. Matilda, please explain to me what's going on. Matilda felt the weight of the imminent truth and asked Olivier to calm down, promising to explain everything. She requested some time, indicating that she would go home with her sister and that they could talk later. After a phone call from Matilda, they met again. In an emotional conversation, Matilda began to explain that when she discovered she was pregnant, she initially planned to share the news with Olivier with great joy. However, fear, especially regarding Veronique's reaction, made her delay this revelation. Despite believing he would fight for both of them, Olivier abruptly ended the relationship before she had the chance to share the news. With Olivier's well-being in mind, and fearing to be an obstacle to his dreams, Matilda decided not to reveal her pregnancy. She explained that she remembered in a previous conversation, Olivier had expressed fear of having a child without preparation or conditions. Driven by fear and the concern of not interfering with the paths Olivier had chosen for his life, she made a difficult decision to keep the information a secret. Matilda's words revealed a silent sacrifice, a protective gesture she believed was best at that moment. The gradual understanding lingered in the air as Olivier absorbed the complexity of the situation. Matilda's words hit Olivier like a punch in the stomach. His face, initially surprised, now expressed a whirlwind of feelings. The initial shock of realizing that the child in Matilda's arms was his daughter gave way to a mixture of emotions. His eyes reflected disbelief, surprise, and at the same time, a glimmer. A mix of joy and sadness was revealed in his moist eyes. Joy for discovering he had a daughter, but sadness for the lost time and the moments not shared. The emotion was indescribable, capturing the complexity of a moment that would forever transform the course of his existence. With the surprising revelation, Olivier, Mathilde, and Amélie embarked on a delicate process of adaptation and building a new family dynamic. For a child, the discovery of now having a father was an emotional challenge, but Mathilde and Olivier were determined to provide a smooth transition. Over time, Amélie came to love knowing she had such a loving father. Olivier, motivated by the desire to make amends and establish a relationship with his daughter, dedicated time and effort to creating meaningful bonds with Amélie, surprising everyone. Regarding the romance between Mathilde and Olivier, the revelation brought a tone of complex and old emotions. However, realizing they were each other's great love, they decided to face the future hand in hand. Together, Olivier and Mathilde began a new journey, where Amélie's paternity not only strengthened their bonds, but also rekindled the flame of a love that had survived all challenges. Over the years, they learned that truth and forgiveness have the power to heal deeply. The journey of Olivier, Mathilde, and Amélie transformed into a celebration of the family they built, based on understanding, mutual support, and above all, true love. Thus, with the passage of time, a surprising revelation turned into a chapter of overcoming and renewal. Olivier and Mathilde, side by side, demonstrated that love can be stronger than anything. And, looking to the future, they embraced the certainty that the family they built is the true home where love flourishes. How do you believe past choices can impact relationships and opportunities for reconciliation, especially when it comes to love and forgiveness? If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with a number from 1 to 5 to let us know how much you liked the story. Also, watch the video that is currently on your screen. See you soon.